Today, we are going to talk about the most handsome man to ever lived the earth, and that's Absalom, King David's son. Absalom was the third son of King David, known for his striking good looks and flowing mane of hair that was the envy of many. His physical appearance was such that he was often referred to as the most handsome man in all of Israel, and his beauty was widely admired throughout the kingdom. From a young age, Absalom had been blessed with exceptional features, and as he grew older, his good looks only seemed to improve. He was tall and well-built, with piercing eyes that seemed to sparkle in the sunlight. His hair, which was his most distinguishing feature, was thick and luxurious, cascading down his back in waves of golden brown. As Absalom grew into adulthood, his beauty became legendary. People from far and wide would travel to Jerusalem just to catch a glimpse of him, and he was often the topic of conversation among both men and women. Even those who had never met him in person were captivated by his reputation as the most handsome man in all of Israel. He was well-liked, known for his charm and his ability to connect with people. The Bible describes him as a man with handsome appearance and charming personality, 2 Samuel 14:25, which made him very popular among the people of Israel. He was a good listener. Absalom would listen carefully to people's grievances and complaints, and he would sympathize with them. He would then promise to help them, and would often follow through on his promises. He was politically astute. Absalom was able to identify and exploit the weaknesses in his father's leadership, which allowed him to position himself as a better alternative. He would often stand outside the palace gates and greet people as they arrived, and he would tell them that if he were king, he would listen to their concerns and address their needs. He was a skilled public speaker. Absalom was an excellent orator, and he was able to use his charisma and eloquence to sway people to his side. He would often speak in public and use persuasive arguments to win over the hearts and minds of the people. He was generous. Absalom was known for his generosity, and he would often give gifts to people to win their loyalty. He would also throw lavish parties and feasts, which helped to reinforce his image as a popular and generous leader.
The Bible describes Absalom as the most handsome man in all of Israel. This statement alone is enough to pique one's interest and make them want to know more about this enigmatic character. The Bible doesn't provide a lot of details about Absalom's appearance, but it does mention a few characteristics that give us a glimpse into why he was considered a handsome man. One of the things that set Absalom apart was his hair. In 2 Samuel 14:26, it says that Absalom had a head of hair that was heavy. He had 300 shekels of hair. This statement has been interpreted in different ways, but most scholars agree that it means that Absalom had an extraordinary amount of hair. To put this into perspective, a typical shekel weighs about 11 grams, which means that Absalom's hair weighed about 3.3 kilograms or 7.3 pounds. This is an incredible amount of hair, especially for a man. It's no wonder that Absalom's hair became one of his most defining features and was one of the reasons why he was considered handsome. His hair was not only thick and lustrous, but it was also long, which was a symbol of power and masculinity in ancient times. In addition to his hair, Absalom was also known for his good looks. The Bible doesn't provide a detailed description of Absalom's facial features, but it does say that he was without blemish from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head, 2 Samuel 14:25. This statement suggests that Absalom had flawless skin, which was another desirable trait in ancient times. A person with smooth, unblemished skin was seen as healthy, youthful, and attractive. Absalom was also known for his fashion sense. In 2 Samuel 14:27, it says that Absalom cut his hair once a year because it was too heavy for him. This statement suggests that Absalom was not only aware of his good looks, but also took care of his appearance. He was also known for wearing beautiful robes, which were a symbol of wealth and status in ancient times. In 2 Samuel 13:18, it says that Absalom had a garment of many colors on him, which was a sign of his high social standing. Absalom's physical appearance was not only impressive, but also had political implications. In ancient times, physical beauty was often associated with political power and legitimacy. A ruler who was seen as handsome and strong was more likely to be accepted by the people and have a successful reign. This may have been one of the reasons why Absalom's appearance was highlighted in the Bible. It was a way of legitimizing his claim to the throne and presenting him as a worthy successor to his father, King David. Despite his good looks, Absalom's story is a tragic one. He rebelled against his father and tried to seize the throne for himself, which ultimately led to his downfall. Nevertheless, his story has captured the imagination of people for centuries, and his appearance has become a subject of fascination for many. Absalom's appearance was remarkable, and it's easy to see why he was considered a handsome man. His hair, flawless skin, and sense of style were just a few of the things that set him apart. However, his good looks were not only a matter of physical appearance, but also had political implications. It was a way of legitimizing his claim to the throne and presenting him as a worthy ruler. Although his story ended in tragedy, despite his remarkable appearance, however, Absalom's life was not without its challenges. He had a tumultuous relationship with his father, King David, and his quest for power and authority ultimately led to his downfall. In the end, it was not his good looks that defined him, but rather his pride and ambition. According to the biblical account in 2 Samuel, Absalom rebelled against his father and attempted to take the throne for himself. David's forces eventually engaged Absalom's army in battle, and during the fight, Absalom fled on his mule. As he was riding through a forest, his long hair, which was his pride and joy, became entangled in the branches of a tree, and he was left hanging there, unable to free himself. One of David's soldiers found Absalom hanging from the tree and reported it to Joab, one of David's commanders. Joab, who had a personal grudge against Absalom, took the opportunity to kill him by thrusting 3 spears into his heart. Thus, Absalom died a violent death in the forest, and his body was eventually thrown into a pit and covered with a heap of stones.